Hi, everyone. I'm Contessa Brewer. Thank you for joining us. It's Election Day in America. Kentucky is voting for a governor. There are mayoral races in Houston, Charlotte, and Charleston. And there are some contentious ballot issues we're keeping an eye on. Ohio voters are deciding whether to legalize marijuana. Now, if they say yes, it would be the 5th state in the country to legalize the sale of pot for medicinal or recreational use. But Ohio's referendum is unique. You see, states like Colorado and Washington first okayed medicinal marijuana and then legalized it for recreational use. If Ohio's amendment passes, it would be the first time voters approve both types of use at the same time. Also, the Ohio referendum only allows 10 predetermined farms to grow and sell pot, a condition critics say will lead to a marijuana monopoly. For more on this, we turn to Nathan Baca of our CBS affiliate in Columbus, KBNS. Nathan, great to talk to you today.
Well, Contessa, good to talk to you too.
Okay, so what's at stake here for the owners who are investing in these pot farms? Who would benefit if this goes through?
I mean, we're talking about some well-known names like former singer Nick Lachey. We're also talking about basketball retired superstar Oscar Robinson. We're also talking about everybody from some retired doctors. We're talking about other business people who own properties or are about to buy properties. They've invested money into the Responsible Ohio plan. Responsible Ohio is the investor group, about 10 investors. They also have some other sub-investors too. What they are doing is they're raising the money to be able to have that ballot initiative, which is now up in Columbus and throughout the entire state of Ohio, which is very rare for the Midwest because what you've got going on, unlike other states, Washington and also Colorado, which in effect did a little bit more, one would say, a grassroots effort. What's happening here is in Ohio, with just how many cities we're talking about, it cost a lot of money to be able to not only take on the state legislature in Columbus, but also to be able to really get the advertising moving forward. So what's been happening here is we've been just barraged with television ads in Ohio saying that on one hand, issue 3, which is the pro-marijuana legalization effort, would allow for medicinal purposes, which is currently not legal in Ohio, and also kind of take that big step forward going recreational. But it's controversial because the grow operations would be handled purely by 10 investment groups, but other people, you would have the possibility to be able to grow 4 plants for home use. You'd be able to also set up medical marijuana co-ops, things that are...
Nathan, what they would be doing essentially is making rich people richer and keeping out of the hands of everyday Ohioans the possibility of getting rich by becoming pot growers. There are a lot of farmers in Ohio, a lot of corn producers, a lot of soybeans. There's a lot of crops that could be turned to marijuana if it's legalized there. And here's a state that's saying, no, 10 rich people get the advantage to selling the pot. I mean, how is that fair in a free market society? Who's pushing back, and what's going to be the implications if this ballot initiative goes through?
Well, to answer your question, Contessa, who's pushing back? The state legislature itself. They've put on the ballot something called issue 2, which would say that not only would it be constitutionally unavailable to have these monopolies put into place, but also specifically targets this issue 3, saying that if issue 2 is voted yes, and even if issue 3 is voted yes, then issue 2, that is the anti-monopoly bill, goes in front of issue 3 and no legal marijuana. So supporters of issue 3 are saying you should vote no on issue 2, yes on issue 3, which is an issue of the ballot box, because then you have a... Yeah?
I'm confused. Are Ohio voters going to know which they should say yes to and which they should say no to when they're in the ballot booth?
There have been a lot of ads trying to educate people specifically about that from the Responsible Ohio group, trying to tell people you have to vote no on issue 2, yes on issue 3. But because of that potential voter confusion, we've seen in other elections in the past that when voters are confused, they just vote no on everything, which could be the case here. We're trying to wait to see whether or not that's going to be the case coming up tonight.
Okay, far simpler to understand is that there is a mascot of the pro-pot movement named Buddy. Why is this
That's right, Buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Buddy is think of a very ripped white costume superhero wearing like a white suit and has a marijuana butt as its head and kind of a smirk, so to speak. Been very popular in going to the college campuses, but there was some criticism amongst those who were opposing issue 3, saying, well, if you create a sort of cartoon superhero, isn't marketing toward kids? But people with issue 3 are saying, no, specifically you have it set up within issue 3 that would change the Ohio Constitution to say no marketing to children, similar to what Washington and Colorado has. So you've got these twin issues, but to have that mascot out there was a bit of a flashpoint.
By the way, Nathan, is that Linus from Peanuts playing the piano behind you?
Not quite, but right now we're waiting for the party to start one way or another, because what's been happening is there's been a little bit of an extension of the vote, so things here will be waiting until the wee hours of the morning potentially to find out whether or not marijuana will be legalized in Ohio.
All right, Nathan Baca of WBNS. Nathan, thank you.